Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is we give a spotlight to psychological coaching and overall emotional related topics, and we try to do that as often as possible. We've got over 400 audios available for your listening pleasure. Hopefully, something you like. And also, if you're looking for help in the area of business, relationship, entertainment, or life coaching, please feel free to reach out. There's two ways to do that: on Twitter at PO Perception or through the About Me section of this YouTube page. Anyway, hopefully it can help you. So, I'm going to talk really quickly about outgrowing friendships. And so, that happens a lot more than people want to admit. And a lot of times, especially in Western culture, we tend to hold on to things longer than we should. A person who is in a healthy place understands that everything in life is temporary, other than some very small things. In other words, we need to breathe, we need to eat, we need to sleep, regardless of how long we're alive. But relationally speaking, the majority of relationships in life are temporary. You may have, between, let's say, 5 or less lifetime relationships outside of biological relations. But a lot of people try to hold on to friendships that just aren't in alignment. And I can honestly say I've been guilty of this on my own. A couple of people, both romantic relationships and friendships that I held on to for too long over the years, and it never ends well. When you start to feel that it's time to let go of somebody, follow that intuition through and try and do it as peacefully as possible. Because when you let go of a person naturally, maybe they can come back into your life years later, or maybe you can walk away with a peaceful thought of them or about them. If you don't and you hold on too long, the ending is much more acrimonious, oftentimes, and it gets to be uncomfortable. So there's about 5 things I want to go through here that will indicate to you that it's time to let go of a friendship. And the first is you're focused on different things in life. So if one person's focused on raising a family and the other person's focused on building career, if one person's focused on travel and the other person is focused on financial saving, if one person's focused on relationships and the other person is focused on hobbies, it becomes extremely hard to keep the relationship going, partially because where do you spend time together when you're not doing the same things? Yes, you can be deliberate for a while, but if your natural inclination is in opposite directions, there's going to be resentment um, and probably more than anything, you're going to kind of pretend or be half involved in connecting, half involved in having conversations, half involved in having involvement with each other. And that is actually worse, because once the person who is more invested sees that you're less invested, there's hurt and resentment and pain and all that ugly stuff to deal with. Next is you don't have time to spend together. And that kind of overlaps with our first one, but the reality is there's only 24 hours in every day. We all have the same amount of time, and time priority is important when you have a best friend or someone in your inner circle who really matters to you on a deeper level. You make the time and you choose to be with that person or a group of people more than other things and people. And there's a conscious decision there. And when your conscious decision is to do other things, it's an indication that you have, in fact, outgrown that other person pretty dramatically. The next thing is that you begin to keep secrets from each other. Now, secrets could be because you fear the person's reaction. Secrets could be because you don't want the lecture to, kind of balance with what you've been through or whatever. In other words, you think they're going to be negative about what you're doing or what you're believing or who you're being and who you're dealing with or where your life is going. And the fear of the reaction is negative, and your desire to avoid the conflict of that fear changes how you interact with the other person. Similarly, if they start keeping secrets from you, if you find out through somebody else that they've gotten a new job, got promoted, got engaged, are moving house, are any other number of things that they would talk to you about before, it's a sign that they've outgrown you. And letting go of people is necessary sometimes. Sometimes you can come back together years later and have a conversation. Sometimes where you're going has changed so much that holding on to the friendship will actually stunt your emotional and social growth. Um, the next thing is there's no flow in the relationship. When you're vibing with somebody, you anticipate seeing them again. You anticipate connecting with them in the future. You anticipate building memories with them. When you're not, it's kind of like, I gotta go see you, you know, um, or I have to be involved with you, or I promised to do this, and you're going to be mad if I don't do this, but I don't really want to do this, but I'd rather do this and keep you quiet than get you mad at me. All of those are kind of feelings that will develop in unhealthy situations. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.